My next guest, I've been waiting on this. She's a lovely lady. She's a master poet who's allowed poetry to be her voice to the world. Her collection of poems, the Valente Parables, is an astonishing collection of powerful insights into the journey of an incredible life. Please welcome, without further ado, Ms. Joelle.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
Powerful.
That was a great segment with Congresswoman McKinney. It was extremely powerful, and I would love to start out by giving my comment on that.
Well, you know what? Let's dive in. I want to hear, what are your thoughts about what the Honorable Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney was saying?
First of all, you have to respect anybody who comes out with the voice of reason. And you have to also understand that she's bringing a very powerful message, and she's trying her best, okay, to give this a voice. And the most important thing that I would like to add to what she said is, until we assume positions of unity and that power of unification within our people and our communities, and we start doing that job, we will just be going in circles. We need to come together as a people, start paroling our own neighborhoods, start policing our own streets, start keeping things in order ourselves so that nobody else has to do that job for us. If you look in a lot of the other communities, you don't have us policing their neighborhoods. You have them policing our neighborhoods. So I think that until we start unifying ourselves and having those groups of people that say, we will do this ourselves, we will take care of our own communities, we will make sure to discipline our own children to do the job that we're supposed to do, not only as a black community, but just as a community of people. Until we start doing that, we're not going to be able to grossly affect, the indignation of our people.
Wow. Spoken with such wisdom. You sure you're not like 60, 68 or something like that?
They said I should have been born in the 40s. I think you're right.
I love what you said. It's something that a good friend of mine, he wanted me to ask her a question. We didn't get a chance to get it in, but he was talking about how the disparity of relationship between African-American communities, let me just say minority communities, period, and law enforcement. It used to be a time when law enforcement came directly from our communities. They were men and women who we knew, we grew up with. They knew our communities, so they were more adept to, having common sense on who is and who's not a criminal. And all of a sudden now, as you said, we've allowed them to start policing our communities and deciding who is a criminal just based on, well, right now we understand that's based on how you look, how you dress, and what might come out of your mouth. So I think that is a basis that we've been talking about. But here's the thing. As she said, when did we stop having the civil rights movement? At what point did that stop? And, like many movements, it's hard to get it started back again. So we've got to really be vigilant in this process.
I think the movement is alive, and it's always been alive in all of us, even before the civil rights movement in the 1800s when you had fighters fighting to get that freedom. If you look at the story of Harriet Tubman, she was the first pioneer for the civil rights movement. She said, I could have freed more if they just would have not, understood that they were enslaved, So until you understand, that you are enslaved, until you use your voice, and the power behind that voice, it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to be enslaved if you don't fight, for that right as a human being, not only to be here, but to have the same rights as anybody else.